Hey everybody, welcome to day 173 of Reseller Reflections, a day in the life of a full-time reseller supporting her family. It is Thursday, November 28th, 2024. It is Thanksgiving here in the US, and we did not meet our sales goal, although we came closer today than we have for the past couple of days. So, all right, maybe that just means we're on an upward trajectory right now. We will see. Stay tuned. All right, it's going to be a challenge to meet our weekly numbers this week, but maybe Black Friday will be the day, or in Small Business Saturday will be the day that it happens. Stay tuned. All right, so I am all reset to zero tonight. My shipping, I just finished the shipping. As I was shipping, some more things were selling, so that was kind of cool. Right now, I am all reset to zero. The shipping is out, and joining me on the Reset to Zero Challenger, Jill of Rusted Truck Relics, Jason the Santee Swapper, Char Fabulous Flamingos, Kathy Singz, Nick Mr. C Chats, Vanessa the Diabetic Reseller, Brightest Holidays, Judith R, Pam of Whimsy and Such, Carmen of Northern Bargains, Becky of Becky Consigns, and Lee of Lee Phillips 4191. All right, guys, good job. If you are celebrating Thanksgiving today, make sure your living space is reset to zero as well. Make sure all those leftovers are packed in the fridge or whatever you have. My aunt just brought me a really nice Thanksgiving dinner. It was just super sweet and unexpected. So I'm going to look forward to enjoying that when I'm done here. Okay. So on the couch, I titled this one because there are sometimes two things just come together in a weird way. So I was listening to this podcast, which of course I'm going to link up in the comments. It is Mel Robbins, The Real Reason You're Exhausted and How to Gain Control of Your Time in Your Life. And it's about busyness and our addiction to busyness. Some of us are addicted to busyness, maybe busy and not really going to the right things. Maybe we're a little addicted to the stress, and that's the way, we operate. I have been absolutely guilty of that. And what this kind of came together was we were in our book club, How to Win Friends and Influence People, which we wrapped up this past week. And one of the participants asked me, said that, who you talk about on Reseller Reflections is not the person I see, like the insecurities, maybe I've talked about lack of confidence in certain areas, and that's not the person that generally people see. It is who I am. Like, I'm getting real with these episodes. It is super helpful. So, yeah. So what is that real reason? All right. So these two things kind of came together, and I was listening to this podcast last week, and at the end they talk about, like, you really need to be able to have time to sit with yourself. Like, you have to be comfortable not being distracted all the time. A lot of things we're keeping ourselves busy with and creating this stress so that we don't have to deal with what's really under the surface. Like, are we uncomfortable when we have to sit with ourselves and think about things? And yeah, it is uncomfortable. Do we have to look at our phone every 5 minutes instead of, thinking about things? If we're just, have a free moment or quiet time, do we constantly have to be like putting things in, or can we kind of sit with ourselves and think about these things? And so I'm going to make an effort to do that. And I did that. I've been doing that for the past couple days. And there are certain things that came to light that I literally have never thought about and literally had no idea of why I'm addicted to busyness, why I'm addicted to stress, why I'm constantly distracting myself and making myself so busy. And yeah, there's some stuff there. Why am I always driving so hard? Why? What am I trying to prove? What am I trying to do? Yeah, I have these goals and everything, but there's more to it than that. There's all these other little things that I keep myself busy with. This year has been letting go of a lot of things that were busy or that, my whole social media diet thing has absolutely changed me, changed my perspective. I've been listening to a lot more interesting things. I stopped watching The Real Housewives and that sort of thing. I'm not saying I don't put any junk in my brain, because I certainly do. Like, we all have those that was my guilty pleasure. For some reason, I just lost interest in it. But yeah, so what are those things? Listen to this episode. There's a lot to unpack in it. And so if that's something you're interested in unpacking, is maybe your addiction to busyness, maybe why you always feel exhausted, what kind of, yesterday we talked about pressures and expectations you're putting on yourself, but why? Why? That's a really good question. All right. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If you're feeling up to it, definitely listen to this episode. It is mostly an interview with Dr. Lyons, and she puts her own spin on it. And is he a doctor? Yes, he's a medical doctor, psychologist, and world-renowned trauma expert. And he just had some really interesting points. So I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. It's a little, I don't want to say painful, but maybe we don't want to hear some of these things, but I think they're pretty important. All right, guys, I will see you on day 174 of Reseller Reflections. Have an awesome night. Night, night.